Hello fellow space enthusiasts. Have you heard the one about the astronaut who stepped into a piece of gum on the moon? He got stuck in orbit. Okay, enough with the ChatGPT written space jokes. So let's talk about something more serious, galaxies. In my last video I complained that the planetary season was already over because Mars was already too small to show interesting details. Of course, that means something else has to be photographed. The winter night sky is the galaxy season because other spectacular regions with cool emission nebulae are only visible in the first half of the night. In the other half there are no interesting emission nebulae, but you can find a lot of cool galaxies. There is a vast variety of them, from very far away and very small to relatively big and near galaxies. In this video I'll show you what I shot in recent times with my Galaxy season equipment. As you maybe know or not, I possess several Schmidt-Cassegrain telescopes from 9 to 12 inch. Galaxies need a high magnification, so Schmidt-Cassegrains are a good choice due to their long focal length. But the longer the focal length, the harder it gets to guide it properly. The seeing is very important as well, because if the seeing is bad, you get blurry stars and it gets impossible to stack the images. Only in nights with a good seeing, focal lengths above 1 meter are sensible. To make it not too complicated, I've decided to use my C9. I used a f6.3 reducer, the ZWO 1600 MCC camera and a Celestron AVX. So this is my Galaxy season setup. Now it's time to look at the outcome. As an absolute beginner, I took a shot of the Needle Galaxy in the year 2014 or so, and I never took another shot of it until now. I kept in mind all the time that NGC 4565 is a really cool galaxy. It's an edge-on spiral galaxy which appears as a thin, elongated streak when viewed from Earth. Even if it looks small from Earth, NGC 4565 is a relatively large galaxy with a diameter of 100,000 light years. To put that in perspective, our own Milky Way galaxy has a diameter about 100,000 to 150,000 light years. This image you see consists of 206 30 seconds exposures. This exposure time is a compromise between the time it will take to stack these images and the grade of detail. The longer the exposure of the single images, the more seeing effects will reduce the number of details in the images. Now it's time to move on to another galaxy, the really cool Whale Galaxy. As you can see, it is another edge-on galaxy. If you look closely, you can see its companion NGC 4672. What you can see is that these two galaxies are interacting with each other. I took 380 30-second exposures and combined them for this image. These two images are my favorites so far of this Galaxy season. I've tried to shoot other interesting galaxies, but most of the time the seeing was too bad. This image is at least not uninteresting, even if it's not of a great quality. Maybe you remember the first image of a black hole released by NASA a few years ago. That image showed the black hole in the galaxy M87 or Messier or Messier 87. Of course, it's not possible with amateur equipment to show the black hole itself. Interestingly, there is a jet coming out of the black hole, ejecting mass into space. And yes, this jet can be seen with amateur equipment. As I said, this image is not good, but here you can see the jet. I took some test images or just for fun, just like this image of M5. It shows a beautiful reflection caused by this brighter star. This live stick image was just made for fun and it shows M57, the Ring Nebula. I'll definitely come back to this one later in summer when the seeing conditions are good. I always wanted to take a high detailed shot of this planetary nebula. Now it's time to leave you with the last image for today. As I said, greater emission nebulae were only visible in the first half of the night, like the Rosette Nebula. To take a shot of it, I used my TS 80mm f4.4 APO. I decided to use my Canon RP, which is unmodified, to take this image. Sometimes I prefer the less reddish color of an unmodified camera. The exposure time of this image measures 4 hours and 14 minutes. So that's it for today. If you like to see more images, please subscribe, leave a comment and press the like button. It really helps me. Thank you. Clear skies.